What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Equip Live. My name is Will, and I'm here with Joe. How's it going, man?
Oh, just living my best life. Trying to. I don't know. Honestly, I should probably try to save energy, but I'm trying to give all of my energy out, make it a happy-go-lucky day. But man, we've got meetings till late, so
Facts.
I'm gonna have to fill this cup back up with some coffee. Otto called me out earlier because of it. He's like, "That is a huge cup of coffee." I was like, "I've got a huge day of meetings, so."
I mean, I do like a pot every morning. It's ridiculous.
You just, I can imagine you just drinking out of the pot. You're just like, I don't even need a cup. That's ridiculous. Why would I dirty a cup?
Right?
I've got
Why
a
would I
big
waste
pot.
time?
I'm drinking it all anyways. What's the point of dishes? Like, that's funny. Oh,
That on top of like just super high caffeine coffee.
oh, I know. I know you are. You get that
Yesterday, I
special
was I was
stuff.
super productive though, so I'll say that.
I'm sure. I'm sure. That's crazy. Oh, well, hello everybody. Welcome to the show. We got 10 viewers already and growing rapidly.
Nice.
Let's go over what we're using today.
Yeah. So for my setup, I've got Mevo Start for video that is going wired webcam into my computer. And I've got audio from my Blue Yeti X, which is actually plugged into my keyboard. That's the nice thing about the 915 wired, is it has a USB port on it, so you can plug stuff into that.
Wow.
Right?
I didn't know that. I picked mine up and I'm like, mine's wireless.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even matter because I run a USB cable to it at all times because the last thing I want is to be pew pewing somebody on a video game only to find out that my keyboard's dead.
It's true.
So it is what it is. Yeah, no. So for me, I'm using a Blue Baby bottle, a Mevo Start via USB for 1080p quality. I'm using two Lytra glows, which I can control. I did this earlier for somebody who doesn't know what I do for a living, and I was like, "Look how bad I look. Look how good I look." And so they were just like,
It's a big
"It
increase.
really is. It's huge." Um, so anyway, so yeah, so I'm using two Lytra glows. And then, yeah, I mean, obviously we've got all of our Logitech things, my mouse, keyboard, and then Mevo, or not Mevo, Melon. Ugh, the M, big
Yep.
word.
Melon UE.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every time, every time,
I know, right?
every time. I don't even because it's rare. It's rare that we even hear the brand discussed inside
Yeah.
of work because they're not under LFC.
Right.
They're kind of like their own thing. So, but love UE if you guys don't have them. If you and these are the IEMs, so these are like the higher end models, but they do have UE fits, which they usually have really good sales on, and they mold to your ears, and they're super super comfy. My mom loves them, absolutely
Does
loves them.
she have the, what was it, like the base model ones that
They're not the new ones.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the ones that are the normal ones. I don't know what they're called. I think yeah,
These,
that
right?
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think she got gray, but yeah, I mean
Nice.
one.
I saw Eric wearing these in one of his meetings recently, and I was pretty jealous actually. I really want to get some.
Yeah,
'Cause I
I
need
want to.
some good new Bluetooth headphones.
What we need to do is we need to reach out to the CX team and see if they can hook us up.
Yeah, I mean with these, that
The
would
UE
be,
drops look cool too.
those are fire. So basically, like if you don't know what these are, basically they're, if you take Joe's headphones that he's currently wearing and then the UE fits that we were just showing and kind of combine them into one, that would be the drops.
Yeah, yeah, those are
Now
super
these
cool.
are, you have to, it's the same process as the IEMs, right? Like where you have to get like the scan done and send it
Yeah,
back. Yeah.
yeah, I'm almost positive it's the same concept. Um, I mean it wasn't terrible though. Like yeah, so is that the little box, the very last picture? I think it's yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the fit kit. Um, yeah. So I mean, it wasn't too bad. It was pretty simple to do. I do wonder if I did
Yeah.
mine correctly though, because sometimes like for the most part I forget that they're there, but I think it's because my ears are getting used to them. But in my head, I'm also like, well, if it's fit to me, then do my ears need to get used to them? I don't know. But those
Good
things look
question.
sick. Those collars are awesome.
Right? It's like that candy paint.
Yeah, that
Like
first one
changes
looks
in the
like the
light.
reminds me of
Yeah.
Streamlabs.
Oh yeah. Facts.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
pretty cool. I wonder if they do they do customization on those like they do with these? Like you can get logos and faceplates and stuff.
I don't know. I don't think so, but that would certainly be cool.
Yeah.
You have like some of their speakers, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got the I have a Wonder Boom behind me on the wall. Then I've got the Hyper Boom in my living room.
How is that? Is that you use that with the projector?
Yeah, yeah. So I use it for the movie theater, and it sounds really nice. It's super crisp. My mom wants one so bad.
Yeah, that looks
Only
pretty
downfall is
beast.
the only downfall. So it does have a really good battery life. I think it's like 6 hours. But I always keep mine wired, and I made the mistake of walking through my living room with that wire across the floor, and it basically just I hit it and like pulled the port out. So
Hmm.
yeah, mistakes happen.
I've done that before. It's rough.
No.
Ryan's would like you to raise your volume
Yeah,
a little bit.
I did, but I mean it's pretty much maxed out as it is. Um, uh, yeah.
There we
Test,
go.
test,
Now
test.
you're a lot louder.
Am I?
Yeah.
Test, 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 test,
Ooh,
test,
now you're
test, test,
very loud.
test, test. How am I looking now? Is that perfect? It's too
Very
loud.
loud. Yeah.
How about now?
Solid. I think it's good. What do you think, Ryan?
All right. Oh, hopefully, fingers crossed. It's so
Let's
crazy because like
see.
I do the monitoring in my ear and I'm obviously loud. And then, I mean, we talked before the show and you didn't like point out any
Yeah, no, it sounded fine to me.
Oh.
So we've got a question about the Ethernet adapter. Marcel saying, "Hey, when will the price of the Ethernet adapter be cheaper? I need 6 pieces, and that's 1,079, I think, euros." Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, first off, 6 Ethernet adapters. I mean, it's probably going to be fairly costly no matter like what you do. But that being said, you can use other third-party Ethernet adapters for much cheaper.
Facts. Yep. And I don't think the price is going down anytime soon because it's the only PoE and it took a lot to develop it.
Right.
Specifically for USB-C. Now there are some out there, but like I don't know how tested they've been overall, but I wouldn't trust it with my production.
They also look messy, right? Like there's usually like some kind of split in them and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not all like one unit.
Exactly. Exactly. Look at this. We got Vash Money in here. Pastor Ben Beckner.
What's going on, Ben? Welcome back.
He said, Ryan says, I'm still low on Facebook. I guess you gotta go to Twitch then. I don't know. Sorry, buddy. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how I can address that for one destination.
Let's did you saw both of the new webcam and the new headset?
New webcam.
Didn't you check out this? Was this one of the headsets that you tried out early?
Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me see what's going on here.
What's up, Gordon? How you doing? Yeah, so Logitech just released this new webcam. This is the Brio 500 and then the Discover Zone Vibe 100.
Yes.
And go ahead.
No, sorry. No. I was listening on Facebook. I am very quiet on Facebook. I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know.
What's going on, Gordon?
Facebook's
how you doing?
I know it is. I know. Which like I'm gonna go to Twitch now to check to see if it's still equally as terrible there, but I'm not sure.
What up, Nasia?
Oh, no, I'm straight blowing out on Twitch.
I love the inconsistency per network.
Yeah, that's
a good lesson to be learned, though, to be honest with you. Yeah, so if you're streaming to multiple destinations, you should try and figure out like what is the best average on all of them. But yeah, that is tricky.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Jared, what's going on?
What's terrible? Facebook streaming.
Yeah. Um, what's up, iHawks? For
That's
you,
do you know
Morgan.
that's Jim from the Facebook group? Jim, I
Oh, really?
cannot, I couldn't say his last name if I tried, but yeah, that's Jim. I didn't know.
What's up, Jim? Um,
Wanzerski.
Thanks for saying that, Nasia. You know, we missed having you in the show, so thanks for coming back.
Yeah, where has everybody been? We just fluctuated from like 18 to 26. Now we're down to 16. What is happening?
It's an emotional roller coaster, man.
Yeah.
Um, any updates on my Twitter stream issue from Melon? That's Jim
Um,
saying that.
Not from
What
me.
was the
So basically he's having an issue where he multi destinations to Melon from Multicam, and
right?
apparently it was going to all the destinations but Twitter. So the Melon team reached out to me to ask how Mevo and Multicam works in general.
Right.
Um, but basically, like, I'm hands off of that, Jim. Just to be as transparent as possible. I showed him how it works. Is if one destination's getting it from Melon, then it sounds like it's a Melon issue. But he should be in contact with you in regards to how that works. But they won't keep me in the loop because I don't work for their CX team. But in general, it sounds like the Mevo is functioning the way it should be. Now it comes down to getting Melon to either send it to Twitter or figure out why Twitter's not getting it, or I don't know. I didn't realize people really stream to Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, it could be something related to the transition from Periscope to Twitter, you know? Like maybe they're still updating their systems or something like that. But I can also say that Melon, you can set up custom RTMPs, right, for the forwarding in Melon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you can do that, you can go into your Twitter settings and pull the RTMP information, put that in Melon, and that should bypass that issue. But it's definitely something that should be built in for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Totally agree. Oh, man.
I have a huge class load this semester, which is why I've been missing.
Shame.
Yeah. Thinking that school is more important.
Yeah.
One class to 5, well, 8 to 5. I have like, what time do you usually start in the morning and like versus end?
I think I usually
you go long, right? Like you go
do.
typically pretty late.
Yeah, I'm almost doing like 8 to 9, depending on if there's WPR. If there's no WPR, then I'm usually going like 8 to 7 or 8 to 8. Like last night, I think I was answering messages. Wait, when was the last message I had? Yeah, it was 9:50 at night. So, then I start at about 8. But the 8 o'clock time is not specifically for Logitech. So like that's where the 3D print farm or the engraving and stuff. That's
right
where I get all my shipments done in the morning. Yeah, so I use that time to wake up and get moving a little bit.
Let's see.
I'm still super stoked about this. This thing is, I love looking at this thing.
That is really sick.
It makes me so happy. But I don't think work would like me having that.
Like, I mean, I don't know. You're renaming something, so like that's kind of nice.
I feel like Lee will reach out to me and be like, "No."
Maybe. Let's see. For anyone that's on the fence, streaming with Melon, it rocks.
Yeah, big fan.
I agree.
Yeah. Melon's
parents are super stoked to test it out this weekend. That's awesome. Yeah, you know, like we've been trying to push people to Melon like since we switched over ourselves, and that was not like an ask from Melon or anybody at Logitech. We were just like, this is so much better than everything else we've tried.
And we tried everything.
Yeah.
Like we did Skype, what was it called? OBS Ninja. I think it's Vid Ninja or something now.
We tried NDI Bridge. Yeah. So yeah, we tried a lot, and like it was hard because so many of them had like a lot of good things going for them, but then like there was always one thing that just threw the whole thing off and made it not worth it. Like it was like for OBS Ninja, we um, were having like a bunch of latency issues, and then when we switched over to Skype, we were having a lot of audio and video sync issues.
Yeah.
NDI Bridge was, I
Just
think it
too
was
new. It's not there
inconsistent.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just too new.
Let's see. What's the name of the current stream on YouTube? You can find this show on YouTube at youtube.com/Logitech for creators.
This is crazy. So like now I'm not blown out on, well, I'm blown out on Twitch now, but now I'm super quiet, but I'm blowing out. It's, how is this a thing?
Is your
Oh,
audio interface high and then low somewhere else?
I don't know. Let's do this. Let's mess with this. All right, testing,
Ooh.
testing. Holy cow, that's loud.
That is loud.
Test, test, test.
I try, Jim. I try. What is going on, Johnny?
Oh, way louder.
Yeah, just breaking everybody's ears. Someone was asking on the group about HEVC for streaming. Are streams all H.264? Never thought about this. It really depends. It depends on where you're streaming and how you're streaming. So for Mevo, you can choose either HEVC or H.264. And the reason that we normally recommend HEVC is because you'll have the same or maybe even like a percentage better quality, but like a lot less bandwidth is required.
Yeah.
And but the downside of HEVC or H.265, you can also call that, is that it's not necessarily 100% accepted everywhere. Most of the internet accepts HEVC, H.265, but you will find some services that don't. So
yeah, 100%. And I think it's important for everyone to realize that, you know, some services do support some of these things, but some simply don't. So
yeah, and then you also have like the possible issue of like somebody that's viewing it, they don't have like a compatible device. So there are like some older Android phones that just can't decode it at all.
for sure. 100%. Oh, I'm literally like wrestling with this. Like every time you talk, I mute and then I go over to the Twitch and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, Lord. I think
The best
I'm
live
close.
streams.
I think I'm
There you go.
close, but this is just,
It's ramping up. That's the thing, is like the longer you talk, the louder it goes, and then it goes back down.
yeah, I'm gonna
I
have
can't
to
remember
figure it
what
out.
that is. That's what.
That,
Not
it's
gate,
the
it's
threshold and
suppressor.
attenuation. Yeah, it's all within the gate. I'll have to mess with it another day, but my settings for my primary mic are perfect. This is my secondary mic, so we'll.
It's the downside of having so much equipment, right?
Yeah, as I wrestle with my settings every time I switch microphones. So, hopefully, this is the last time I've got to do that. Fingers crossed.
It's sounding all right so far.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's see, Joe. Here's a question for you.
Joe, I use an engraver head for one of my printers. Yeah, I bought a few more. Nice. I have a Y-axis roller and started customizing cups and everything else. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I got the X-Tool D1 Pro 20 watt, and I've got the roller. I haven't used it yet, but I was looking at this. I'm like, this is a big cup. I could probably do it right on here. Mark Med for the follow.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Jared, for putting the link in there.
Perfect.
Let's see. Look up any PoE adapter for a Nintendo Switch. All of the ones I tried work with me. Nice. That's a good call out.
That was good.
Let's see. Pastor Dale, what's going on, man? Welcome back. Good to have you back. It's funny, we've got like all these people that haven't been around but are now back and hanging out. It's cool.
Yeah, where'd you guys go?
You know, this is actually funny because this is something that we were actually talking about like a few months ago. We were like, the summer always kind of dies down a little bit.
Yeah. Everyone's on vacation and stuff. They have better things to do.
Right.
I disagree that it's better. I disagree that they shouldn't make time to watch us on their vacation, but it is what it is.
That's more important.
Yeah, like, don't you want me to be at the campground with you? Don't you want me to go to, the Bahamas? Like, bring me. I can go.
There you go. Exactly. Good call, Philip. Not all hardware supports HEVC either. Yeah. I would imagine though, like in the very near future, everything probably will. It
Oh
is
yeah.
better. Like there's no downside to it. Let's see.
Oh, that's a good call out, Pastor Ben Beckner. Not better things to do, just other things to do. Not necessarily better, just other.
Well put.
Yeah, I
That's
couldn't
a
agree
pastor
more.
right there.
It's well done. Well done, sir.
Let's see.
Jared says, etch the bottom of the cup, Joe, with the Logi logo. Speaking of which, I'm trying to get this figured out because I think this would be cool.
Yeah, man, that is dope.
But like, it's got smudges on it. Don't worry about the smudges. You don't see anything.
And that can be like any color, right? The RGB.
Yeah. They come with controllers and stuff, but it's real. The orange is not very.
Is
It's
that
like
glass? What is that?
acrylic. Although
Gotcha.
you can do glass too. But yeah, I want to create this for the desk or maybe put it back there because also it can be battery powered. It doesn't even have to be hooked up. You can just throw a battery in these bad boys.
That's sick.
Yeah.
And you were telling me that the like design in the C that was like some sort of accident. Oh, you got muted there.
No, I did it on purpose so I could
Oh,
tell my
okay.
so I could get it dark
Oh,
in here. I
nice.
use my smart devices. Yeah, like that looks cool.
I actually like the inside of the
I can
C.
see you. Wait, you like all the chaos in here? The
I
little
kind of
dots?
do. Like it kind of looks like the animation more.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
So yeah, it's all right.
The orange, I don't even think it's got an orange. I think it's just, which makes me sad.
A little bit of an orange. It's like the
Like that,
reddish.
maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's rotating. It's doing its own thing. But yeah, this is kind of complicated, but it's fun. I want one so bad.
Yeah.
Just clean up your G code. It'd be really good. No, what I did is like I'm trying to get it dialed in because you got to paint the back of this or the laser goes through, and then
Right.
a bunch of craziness. Then you got to get the temperature right to avoid cracking it. And then I used alcohol on it, which is what caused all those dots, I think. So
Okay.
yeah, learning. It's a learning process, all of it.
Looks like we've got some people wanting to buy that. You know, it's not on the Logitech store, but like maybe we can encourage people to put something like that on there.
Yeah, maybe we could. I don't know if or if legal would like me trying to sell Logitech stuff, but it would be sick.
There is some cool like Logitech clothing. Have you seen that before?
Mm-mm.
Of course, it's still on the site. I'll look around for it.
Yeah, I'm curious. Because I was going to show if I got this dialed in, I was going to put it in our Slack channel for the for LFC, and
Yeah.
but I was like, well, if I do this right now with this one, they're gonna be like, can you bring like 20 of those to TwitchCon to give away or something? And I'm like, I would love to, but I'm like, I don't have this figured out yet. So that's why I haven't shown
Right.
anybody except you.
And everybody in the channel right now.
Yeah, but they're not making decisions for TwitchCon. If
Fair.
they are, shoot me a message. We got some discussion.
Speaking of TwitchCon, if anybody here is going to TwitchCon or is interested in considering it, you can see Joe.
Yeah.
Joe's gonna be at TwitchCon.
Yep, I'll be there. TwitchCon representing Logitech for creators with the Logitech and Streamlabs teams, and it's gonna be a good time. We'll have Mevo set up there. I think we're gonna do like 6 or 7 cameras for multicam.
That's awesome.
We should have like a small stage, and I'm sure I'm. Really...
How are you setting it up?
So I'm gonna run. So we're actually gonna preview or have a preview out to a TV so people can see what the cameras are doing. But what we're going to do is we're going to have all of these cameras running via PoE, obviously, to Ethernet to a switch that'll be in the back. And it's going to go into a laptop, which is going to output via HDMI through, I think we're going to use Streamlabs Preview, like the monitor, like what we did in the office when we did shows from different areas. So I think that's what we'll do, is we'll use Streamlabs and then monitor it to the TV. But I just don't think there's going to be sound for the TV because I think they might do performances there. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can like do over it, but
The network is gonna be the challenge.
Yeah, so we're only going to do a local network. It won't be internet or
Yeah.
nothing. We're not streaming
You're
it.
bringing all your own like network stuff. Yeah, that's cool.
Well, we told marketing what we have to purchase. We're like, we need this 10 PoE switch. We need,
Right.
Cat 5 newer cables. So
Yeah,
have
there's
to.
no way it's gonna work otherwise.
Yeah. Ben's asking, are we doing a live show? Oh, sorry, Phil. Don't want to go over that. Hope you can help me. I have a Mac iPad Air and I'm trying to download Mevo Multicam. It says I have to have 13 or later minus 12.5. Is there anything I can do? No, there is not.
Nope. I don't know which iPad Air you have, but you could maybe try updating it. I don't know if that's possible. I would think that any iPad Airs are fairly new, right? Like,
No, I mean, my first iPad I did get when I was in Turkey, actually, and that was in 2014. So
right.
that was the first iPad Air, I think, that came out in 2014.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if that came
Okay.
out, then it's probably blocked. They probably were like, no, they probably end of life the updates on that thing.
Yeah. And like the reason that it is like that we have these requirements for the multicam app is because like for example, if you're using an older OS, then obviously like that's like a lot more coding to like make it available on all the OS versions,
Yeah,
but also like those devices are underpowered. So even if you could get it to run on that device, it would be like a really bad experience.
yeah,
Um, so
yeah. No, not all operating systems are created equal. So the more that they change, um, the more difficult it's going to be for the developers to develop for all of them. Slower updates, slower processing. Some might just not even function. Multicam requires good hardware.
yeah.
Uh, so Jared's saying iPad Air came out in 2013. I guess I left Turkey in 2014, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, he's saying it's an older one. Yeah, I mean, the good thing is you can get like a used, relatively current. Like if you get an iPad that's within the past like 2 or 3 years, you're still good to go. So you could get like a used one and probably have it for 300, 250, something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that, for
Yeah.
sure.
Let's see. Does anybody else have any questions or issues that they have in their content creation or streaming setup that we could help with? Let us know. Dude, I really want to get one of these lift ergonomic mice. I really like them.
Ergonomic what?
The ergonomic mice.
Oh, yeah, they look neat. I feel like it'd probably be comfortable, but I guess you don't really know how comfortable until you have it, like how awkward it is. But at the
I'm sure
same
you would
time,
have
like,
to get used to it.
yeah, it's kind of like the keyboards that are cut in the middle and they're like folded almost,
Right.
like partially folded. You're like,
I had one of those like a very long time ago. Um, and yeah, I think like a lot of it is just like getting used to it.
yeah, for sure.
We got Ben Beckner saying that he's loving the new multicam beta. Nice. Are you using it on iOS or Android?
When does that leave beta? Like, don't.
It's a great question. I think it's coming soon.
Yeah,
Very soon.
I think they're targeting next week, but we'll see. We'll see.
Let's see. The ball keyboards or glove gaming pads are awesome.
I
Nice.
want to go Ready Player One with the full suit, man. I want the haptic fest. That one speaker, oh, dude, I missed that thing. But I also remember
Really? I thought you didn't like it.
I liked it when I first used it. But if you use it every day, your body gets used to the vibrations, and it's like it's not even there.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought it was really cool because it was like that really did immerse you. I don't know. I'm mixed on it.
Somebody needs to like make a chair that does that same sort of thing.
Well, they have those ones, the rocking gaming chairs, but the speakers
Yeah.
aren't all through it. I don't think. I think it's just like on the sides. Um, but yeah, that'd be super cool. Man, what like, I get what Facebook's trying to do with Meta and the metaverse and stuff, and it's like, I really wish like we could have a straight up cajillionaire be like, we're making Ready Player One, we're doing it. Like, I don't care about the
Yeah.
actual finding the key thing, and like I don't care about that part. I just want to play the
Right.
game. That looks sick.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
oh, I have to. I think I'm gonna watch that. Aren't they coming out with another one?
I don't know.
What
There
is it?
is a second book.
Yeah, yeah. I started listening
I would
to it
assume so.
because I don't read. So
Thanks.
so what do you
Really?
what do they call it? Ready Player One, Two? Like
Yeah, something like that.
actually it says Ready Player Two.
There you go. Oh, it looks like there are chairs. Rocker X chairs.
Hmm.
That's interesting. Elon Musk $1 billion idea. Yeah, I mean, I know that like that's like Zuckerberg. He's trying to really push that. We'll see. I think the technology is very far out there. On October 11th, they've got their event to unveil their new mixed reality headset, which I'm gonna order as soon as it's up. Um, but yeah, I would say the technology is pretty far from Ready Player.
Are you still doing VR pretty regularly?
Yeah, all the time. Um, yeah, I really like the technology, and like even more so is like lately they're getting into more mixed reality stuff, and that just like messes with your mind. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
You know, I think another. So like, there's a couple of games I think would be really cool in VR. One would be Pokemon Go. I think that'd be
Yeah,
fun. And then like a MMO like Rune. Like I don't want a new MMO. I want like RuneScape or like World of Warcraft to make it to
yeah.
VR. Like I don't want a new MMO. I just want to experience it in a different way. Um, but you know,
I think with like a lot of those MMOs they're pretty old, and so you would think that porting those over to VR wouldn't be that tricky.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's this one game on VR. I don't remember what it's called. It was Alicia, and I'm part of their Discord. But like, their graphics are very. I think I shared it with you. Very similar to World of Warcraft.
Mm,
Um,
Zenith.
Zenith. That's more like a. That kind of looks reminds me of like a Dragon Ball Z ish look.
Yeah.
But I don't hate it,
Uh,
and I think that's out now.
yeah. It's finally out. How long will multicam be in beta? It will be in beta. I mean, the multicam app itself is not in beta, but the current beta that's going on
Hmm.
will probably be around for another week or two. But we don't know for sure. And City of Heroes, City of Villains, I did play that, and that was really fun for a little while. So yeah, that would be sick. I would love to have that in VR.
So one thing I thought, kind of bring it back full circle is that I did. So I was playing one of the MMOs on VR, and I don't think it wasn't Zenith because Zenith was still in beta. I think it's out now, or I think Zenith was in alpha. But there's another MMO I was doing, and I tried to stream it, and Mevo is perfect for that. Like
Yeah,
one less cable that I needed to run. Like I could put like mount it up on the wall, and it like seen me from all different angles. Like it was solid.
yeah.
It was solid. I would love to if they got a decent game for VR that I enjoyed and you could stick with, then I think streaming it would be super fun. But it's also kind of weird because you're just watching me. I don't like to stand up while I do it. I'd be sitting in my chair.
Yeah. That
But
is kind of like the weird downside of VR, right? And just all XR is like you are so used to controlling your computer with a keyboard and mouse, which is like the minimal amount of like movement possible.
yeah,
And so like switching anything to XR is like a lot of movement, whether you're like surfing the web and you're like swiping back and forward like that. Like
absolutely.
it's a lot more involved for your body, I guess.
Yeah, which I don't hate. The only reason I did it is because I kept finding myself fighting tight or like huge, like enemies or like I can't even think what they're called right now off the top of my head. NPCs. I was fighting
Hmm.
an NPC and like they were huge, so like naturally I'm like looking up and I'm like bow and arrowing, and
Right.
like in my apartment in New York City, I was like not tall enough to have a 6 foot dude doing this.
Yeah.
So like I'd be punching the ceiling and I'm like, all right, I gotta sit down. Like I can't do this anymore.
That's kind of how my experience with VR in New York was. Like I was like playing. It was like a boxing game or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like confined little room. It does not work out.
Nope. Not at all.
Let's see.
So I'm so excited to move back to Ohio. All of the space.
Trying to follow this thread about Gordon. Let's see. My 2017 iPad Pro is working great with 4 cameras.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, iPad Pros are a great way to go for multicam because they will age very, very well. So
Mm-hmm.
if you buy like a new iPad Pro with like an M1 or like the M2 is probably going to come out in February, so maybe even wait for that, and then that's going to last for like 4 years. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, definitely. Like, if you experience a crash, I think multicam, the beta does suggest sending feedback to the team. So if you could do that, that would be awesome. That just helps everybody out and gets it released faster. Any other Android software that supports Mevo Camera, maybe using NDI. I don't know about Android, but I think there are a couple, but it's not anything beyond just viewing the NDI signal. So like it really depends what you want to do, Philip. But yeah, iOS I know for a fact has lots of NDI apps that allow you to view the signal, which I guess is good if you want to like AirPlay that to an Apple TV or something like that. But also the quality is not very good. Do you know of any Android NDI apps?
No, except they had one from New Tech itself.
Right, and then there's the camera app.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There are some apps that people have talked about in the Facebook group. So if you ask there, somebody might be able to help you out.
yeah.
I don't remember exactly what it's called, but
Let's see. Yeah, there's the NDI HX camera for Android, and then that's like it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be like that sometimes.
Switch over to iOS, man.
Don't do it. No, I mean, hold on, wait, what?
Joe has been converted.
I have indeed, and I can't tell you how funny it is. So like, so I went back home this last weekend because the whole thing with my niece, and so I was with my sister's boyfriend or fiance, and my phone alerted me that you had left Echo behind, which is my dog for anyone who doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because he's got an air tag on his collar. And so my phone was like, "You left Echo behind," and he was like, "It tells you when your dog's not with you," and I was like, "It tells me if I forget something, like Echo." Like,
That's
or
pretty awesome, though.
yeah, yeah, but it doesn't when I leave my wallet or my iPad or anything like that. It'll alert me
Yeah.
when I would be like, "Hey, you forgot it." But I thought it was interesting because I pulled over to the side of the road, not for Echo, but it alerted me I left my iPad behind, and I'm on my way back to New Jersey, and I'm like, "Oh, geez, like I don't want to get all the way back and forget my brand new iPad." So
Right.
like, I go start digging through my bag, and I'm like, "Oh, there it is," but it was dead. So the last time that my phone had seen it and it had power was at a different address than it was physically with me now. It just never pinged again, I suppose. But yeah,
That's an interesting failure.
yeah, I was like, "This is my iPad, right?" I don't. Okay.
Yeah, it gets kind of annoying. Like every time I do that with my iPad all the time, where I'll go somewhere and I'll leave it in the car, and like they'll be like, "Oh, you left your iPad." It's like I know, I had to. There was no other choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you got to convert your desktop machine. The thing with both me and Joe is that we both use Mac and PC. Both on like we both used Android and iOS. That's like I think a really important thing if you're doing any kind of you're talking about tech at all and giving any kind of like support. It's like you have to have experience with both.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. I use Synergy. Are you using the Logitech thing that allows you to
Hmm.
switch? You are using it.
Yeah.
It's pretty convenient.
Yeah, it's really nice. Like there's even you can like move over like files that are a certain size and everything like that.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I use a thing called Synergy, and what that allows me to do is use the one keyboard and mouse, and I can jump. So like I've got my external monitor from my MacBook up here, and I can just drag my mouse up and be using a Mac without having to switch
Yeah.
setups, which is awesome. Absolutely love it. So like for example, Kristen, who works G Hub, obviously,
Hmm.
she was like, "Hey, I'm having an issue with Lytra Glow and the Mevo wireless webcam app and G Hub. Can you confirm the issue?" And I'm like, "Do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, that there's no issue. It works for me."
Yeah.
Um, so like it's so nice to be able to like do it. She's like, "Oh, you're so fast." I'm like,
That's her
reminds me.
job.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, we pride ourselves in being fast, effective, efficient, all of those things. You know,
That's right.
I don't want you guys waiting days for a response for something that takes me seconds to check.
I use Mac, I use VMware Fusion. I like VMware. I think it's better than Parallels, but I also just I'm not a huge fan of virtual machines.
Yeah,
Um, just because they are so resource intensive, and then still are like pretty slow. But I think VMware is probably the better of the bunch.
yeah, for sure.
Drunken Buddha, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a bit. Good to
Speaking
see
of
you.
drunken, reminds me of Dunkin'. Dude, I wanted donuts so bad this morning, and now that I haven't had lunch yet, and it's like 2.5 hours past lunchtime, I'm starving, and I want donuts so bad.
Sounds amazing. Um, so how many times have we ended up talking about donuts on the stream? That just like
I think it's
it
got to be a
needs to
handful of
be,
time.
yeah.
Like, we just have donut time. We could be like, "Welcome back to the show. This is donut time with Joe and Will," and we just sit here and try different donuts, and we'll be like, "Look at the way that the Mevo captures me eating this donut." And like, look at the lighting making the icing on top of this donut glisten. It's like,
Have multiple angles,
yep, yep, exactly.
picture
We
in picture.
turn up the sensitivity and just do ASMR with the donut.
There you go. I'd watch this content. I don't know
Oh,
why
now,
we're
oh,
not
geez.
doing this.
Jared brought up apple cider spice donuts because now this is the second time we've talked about cider because they have the apple cider thing. Um,
Right,
what was his name?
Chris.
Chris. Yeah. Donuts
And
with
I think
Logitech.
he's been busy too lately. I haven't seen
Yeah, I
him
haven't
in
seen
a
him
bit.
either. Seems like
I know
everybody
it's,
went on vacation but us. Feels bad.
it's very typical. Um, cool. Man,
Speaking
just
of shows though, you guys make sure you come back in next Thursday because it's going to be a pretty exciting show.
yeah, well, definitely. On the 21st, which will be Wednesday next week, we have a big Logitech event
Hmm.
that everybody, I think you should all tune into. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, that
So
way
my
if
guy
there's
gets
any
back
you guys
here.
want to talk about those topics on Thursday's show, you guys know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Any hints for the next show? Not a single one.
No.
Marketing would kill me.
Yep.
Oh,
Let's
actually, here's the hint. Will be there, and I will not.
see.
Logitech C looks like a donut with the bite taken out. You aren't wrong. That's why this keeps happening. I'm getting donuts after this. Where is the donut place? Nearest donuts near me.
Yeah, check this
Logitech.
out. Head over to Logitech for Creators Twitter, which is twitter.com/Logitech C. You'll see a post about Logi Play. So I know most of you are subscribed or following Logitech C Twitter, but check out Logitech G's Twitch as well. Just do like a quick move over there and subscribe to them because that's where this announcement is going to take place and it's going to be awesome.
It's
So
gonna be cool.
be there. Yeah. Let's see.
Trevor.
What's going on?
Trevor.
Welcome, welcome.
Is it Trevor or does the I actually make it like Trevor? Trevor.
It's a great question. I always thought Logitech C looked like a cup of coffee ring.
That
Yeah,
could very
I
well
could
be.
see that. Now I want some coffee too. Let's have some coffee and donuts.
I found the nearest donut. Didn't you tell me about this Duck Donuts place?
No, but I do remember we talked about it on the show. I was like, oh, maybe I did. Maybe I was telling you about an article that I saw.
Yeah,
I
apparently
don't
there's one
remember.
that's like 2 miles away. So I think I'm about to get my carbs on.
There you go, man. Perfect day for it. It's a long one.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's everybody's weeks been going? It's kind of nice being here on Thursday only because we can kind of catch up on the entire week. What we
He says
got?
the I matters. Indeed. Indeed also starts with an I.
You know, that actually makes me think of our friends over at Streamlabs and their stream. They were talking about why it's so important to have names that are easy to say, right? Because you want people to easily talk about your stream, easily direct people to your streams and other content. And if they can't say it, then they probably can't spell it either. And then you're
Yeah,
losing viewers.
I'm struggling with that with Janked is like people don't know how to say it. They'll be like Jankad, Jankud,
Right.
or then they'll spell it with a K instead of a Q, and I'm like, all right, like it's been your name for a very long time, but it might be time to switch back to one of your older names. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting how that's kind of like evolved, right? Because I think in the earlier days, then having a name like that was okay, but now there are just so many users on all of these social networks that
Yeah.
like you have to be very condensed. Oh my
Yep.
gosh, Fred the Hippo, man, where has he been?
I've seen
That's a
him
good
pop into the
point, man.
Facebook group every once in a while, I think,
Oh yeah,
but it's
that's good.
been
At least he's doing good.
yeah.
I mean, he just, after like being famous, winning so many awards and gifts from us, he's just like, I'm good now.
I'm good here. We don't need to do this again.
Yeah. Where you at, man? Right? Um,
I'm
let's
putting
see.
together this heck of a checkout, and like,
On like DoorDash.
no, they've got pickup on their website, so I'm just gonna like,
Oh, okay, nice.
so I put a breakfast sandwich in there that's got a donut, made
That
up
sounds
donut.
good. That I want right now.
Yeah, yeah, craziness.
What is your content creation food of choice? Mine
Hmm.
is pure caffeine. Like, yeah. I would
Hmm.
say like when I was creating like YouTube videos or like streaming for a long time, like it would just be pure caffeine for the entire day.
Believe it or not, I don't think it's like I don't think it's a food. I think liquid. I drink tons of
Mm.
liquid, which is why I have a giant cup. It's like
Yeah.
it could be coffee, water, anything. As long as I won't eat throughout the day. I'll just sit here and I'll keep filling my body up with liquid. So because
Yeah.
if I eat, I'm going to sleep, man. I'm sleeping.
Right.
So I think it's like I just drink a lot of liquid.
That's fair. That's good. I gotta be better about my hydration. I get so distracted by work that like I'll get to the end of the day and realize that I drank like only coffee.
Yeah, that's where I'm at when it comes to food.
Yeah. Let's see. Get you some balls. EAWLS. Let's see
Oh
what we
man.
got.
Wait, now
Very.
I've got to Google it. Balls G 10 ounce of
I'm
fat.
sure it's some like. It sounds like some serious caffeine.
Is the flagship
Yeah.
concoction of the Balls family. What does it do?
Highly caffeinated soft drink. I mean,
You
now
read
we're
the
talking.
description?
No, I'm just.
I went to I So if you Google it and you scroll down on the right, there's a description. It says Balls Guarana is the flagship concoction of the Balls family. What does it taste like? It tastes like balls. It's no big deal, really. What the heck, man? So
Good
them marketing
marketing.
people, they literally are just like, this is too easy.
Yeah.
Oh man, good for them. So is it caffeine?
Yeah. The thing is, it's like I try and go with coffee because it's not like so many caffeinated drinks are just like poison.
Yep.
Essentially, they're just like chemicals. Um, so I try and go with like cold brew or something like that. But this seems like a good thing to do if you like don't want to sleep for a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, or this like all nighter LAN parties. Dude, I kind of miss LAN parties to be
I
honest
miss
with
them.
you.
I absolutely miss them. I actually have one of the old like HD 550s from Livestream that's got the
Yeah,
case and the screen on it, and I'm
right,
like, I can't get myself to throw it away because I'm like, dude, that's pretty sick. Like I could
right.
build a gaming computer in here and have a screen built into the case, but like for what? Like when am I gonna do a LAN party?
Yeah.
I remember the old
I'm
Halo 2 days. We'd have like 4 little box TVs, and we'd all be like wrecking each other.
I mean, I remember, you're a huge StarCraft guy. I
Oh
remember
yeah.
going to like friends' houses that have two phone landlines, and we would like dial up to each other and play StarCraft.
Oh yeah. Such a good time.
Yeah, man.
Well, my friends never liked it because I freaking smacked them every time.
I mean, that's fair. I wouldn't like it either.
I got to the point. It's so fun because I'd be like, "Yo, you could like, you guys, you three versus me. Go,
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
Like, let's do it. It's fun." But then they get
5 hour
all,
energy shots. I used to be big on 5 hour energy. Just because, like, even though it's like awful and pure chemicals, it's just like a little bit and gives you
yeah.
ridiculous energy.
At the beginning, it feels like super good. Like you just drop it and you're like, you can immediately be like, "Oh." I mean, I don't know what it
Yeah,
is. It's probably just a weird taste, but yeah, you're like, "Oh, okay."
very weird.
Oh, yeah, Jared bringing up Battlefield and Counter Strike.
Oh yeah, man, good
Classics.
calls.
Classics.
Especially the earlier Battlefield. Like, I can't remember what my favorite one was. I think it was three, two or three.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Counter Strike, of course, that was like the best of times.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't really game too much anymore because like I feel like the 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 nostalgia's gone. Like I'm not excited for anything because it's just a repeat. Like
Right.
Modern Warfare 2, for example. Like Modern Warfare 2 has been released like 5 times. How many Modern Warfare 2s can you have? Like
Yeah.
there's the number 2 in it. You can't do it more than like it's just painful. I'm like, please somebody come. That's why I'm so in on this Ready Player One thing. I'm like, can
Yeah.
somebody do something unique and different? Stop with going backwards every time you realize going forward isn't working.
It's disappointing. Battlefield 2 was my favorite. Yeah, maybe it was that one that I was thinking of. Still have the disc for that and play single player all the time. I used to play. I think it was Battlefield 2. Whatever the one was where like you could go through and like every time you got to one of your like whatever it's called, like the storage chest, you could pick your loadout for that map, for that level. Like that was awesome. I don't know why they got rid of that.
For sure.
Um, yes, Gordon, HEVC does apply to NDI and streaming. HEVC is a video codec, so anything involving video applies to HEVC. So that's NDI, that's streaming, that's recording. Yeah, any of that.
I'm gonna go off topic real quick because I'm
Go
on
for it.
Facebook and I see somebody posted a video of this new boat they bought back in Ohio. I forgot. I moved back to Ohio, dude. I can buy toys. Like I could actually. There's space for
There you
things
go.
here. Like there's space. Well, not here. Space for things in Ohio. I can go to boat, jet ski, dirt
Yeah.
bike, 4-wheel. Like all of the things. I miss home.
Yeah, was it nice going back?
Yeah, if it was for a different circumstance. I
Yeah.
love going back any other time. Which I didn't hate it this time either. It's just I think it is just I'm just ready to not be here so badly. Like, I'm not made for the city. I'm a country
Yeah.
boy. I graduated with a class of 27, man. Like, and I know every classmate's sibling. I know every classmate's grandparents. Like, I'm from a small community, and I would like to like take my accomplishments that I achieve from the company and like give back to the community and be a part of bringing the community up.
Yeah.
If I have to leave my community to make a decent living, then my community never prospers. So it's kind of cool. Like I'm excited to go back and make a difference. I think
Yeah.
that'd be cool. So we'll see.
Hopefully it all works out, man. I know it's such a process.
Yeah. Yep. Sounds like all the people who needed a proof have already approved it. Jared graduated with a class of 5. Jeez.
Nice.
What was it? Like your own family?
Jared,
Was your homeschooled?
yeah.
Like you
Good
just
point.
your siblings?
Let's see. Let's see. Looking forward to some video on Twitch. How many more Modern Warfares will you have before the Modern drops off? That's a great point.
It's been Modern Warfare 2 since like 2007,
Right.
and we're still Modern Warfare 2.
In the sticks, only child. Yeah, I mean, Joe he kind of grew up in like countryside.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, there's a day at school where if you were a farmer, everyone drove their tractors to work. Like,
Nice.
and then there was a day where everybody rode their 4-wheelers to work or whatever, doom buggies. Like, yeah. Like
Did you have the what is it, farmer's license where you drive at like 16?
I didn't know. I didn't live on a farm. I was like
Right.
in the town of like 8,000, but like where my school was located was like a town of like a couple hundred.
Yeah.
And we all just came from like all different small little villages. Like it was literally called the village of. Like, so like we all would come from our village and like go to like a school that was just combined because our villages were too small for an actual school. Yeah, I mean it's cool though. I love it. I'm excited. I just want it to be done though. I just want to be done moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. When's our meet? We have another meeting. It's at 4:30, huh?
Yep.
So I can
Fun meetings all day long. All right, everybody, we are winding down. If you have any last minute questions, you've got about 30 seconds or so to ask them. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till we're back next week or just post them in the Facebook group and you'll probably get lots of help there if you've got a Mevo. And then obviously you can always reach out to our support on Logitech.com.
Yep. And it's not 30
Right.
Mississippi. It's until we decide we're done.
Yep. Which is about 5 seconds.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Come say hi to Will. I'll try to stop in if I can, find some time. It's an exciting time for everyone. Thanks for finding time and just hanging out with us and shooting it. So
That's right. All right, everybody. See you later. Have a great weekend.
Later, bye.